Boom! What is good, guys? I hope you are having a good 2026. We are, guys, to be completely honest with you, it is, what the fuck's my phone? It is 10:52, so it means we are 11 hours into 2026. And I did the calculations, and we have about 8,000 hours left until 2027. And to be completely honest, that's something that should let me give you the exact numbers, just so you know, exactly how much it is. We are looking at a year has 8,760 hours, and we're already 11 down, so we're looking at 8,749 hours from the time of recording this. So it'll probably be even later by the time you see it. So that means you still have about 4,200 hours to deploy, and that is the war chest. And your job this year is to assign those hours on purpose instead of donating them to chaos. And obviously, the best way to do this is pick 1 to 2 domination outcomes for the year. If you chase 5 outcomes, you get none. So one primary domination outcome, one primary objective, which is money/business output. That's obviously going to be the main driving force of everything. And then one secondary one, which is your body, sport, craft. And then obviously this fluctuates a little bit with the second one, because obviously if you're preparing for a fight, that becomes primary in that regard, and then the business takes a bit of a back seat. But obviously, before you do the secondary one, you want to make sure the primary one is, because the primary one obviously puts food on your table. Unless you're able to get a fight where you're getting paid, like, I don't know, the equivalent of the business. So that's where you'd be looking at that. Everything else becomes maintenance. So this is like the whole thing with going out, going on nights out, all this other stuff. All that stuff is just noise. You want to avoid that. And I know for some people it's considered a sacrifice. For me, it's not even a sacrifice anymore. Like, I even heard, I was getting some food yesterday, and there was this group of dudes being like, "Oh, we'll get a VIP table. Do you have the money for it?" and all this. And I was just like, what is the actual point of getting a VIP table if you have to scrape together your last couple of dollars, your last couple of dollar bills for it, and not even get treated like a king? It's like, okay, you can get enough money to go to the VIP section, and it's like, then what? You can't even afford to get bottles. And besides, unless you're an actual VIP, no one really gives a fuck if you're actually in VIP. So that's a waste of time. So obviously things like that are just noise. You want to just strip them off as quickly as possible. And then obviously you need to have these goals measured. So for example, your primary goal needs to be how much revenue you want to make by December 31st. And it's actually very easy to do this stuff if you actually look at through the lens number. So yeah, 8,000 hours, what is the revenue? And then it comes down to a point where it's like, okay, so we have about 4,000 hours to deploy. What is the time going on? For example, this video will take about an hour. Is that a good use of time? I think it is. Do you think it's a good use of time? Depends what your business is. So you need to do it in that regard. And then obviously the secondary one is the number of fights, for example, training sessions, PRs, body weight, skill metric. If you're looking at YouTube videos, it could be a daily one, it could be a weekly one, it could be a monthly one. If you're looking at music, how many albums you want to release, etc. Just know your metrics, know your numbers. And then we're also looking at number 3, which is build your weekly hour allocation, which is the actual lever. Set fixed weekly targets and protect them like territory. So we're looking at deep work, which is creation, sales, building, distribution, content publishing, outreach. And then we're looking at training, admin cap 5 to 7 hours per week, and then social leisure, not planned, not accidental. So as you can see, it's very important this year. And obviously, guys, if you miss separation season already, you're already behind, because obviously there's in December is a very, very holy month. And it's not just because it's Christmas and it's the new year, because you create a gap. So majority, 99.9% of people are going to take time off. And what they're going to do is they're going to use Christmas and they're going to use New Year's as a crutch. So when we get to around the 15th, I knew it was important to start training even harder, not to slip off, because everybody's like, oh yeah, Christmas, we'll take it easy. We're going to eat, we're going to do this. that's a common thing. And obviously the people watching this who knew before of time to do that, congratulations, you're a real G. And then we have the second time about it, which is the 25th, 26th, 27th, and we have that 5-day stint going on to the new year, where people want to start new things and they're gonna say, oh, I wanna for example, for me it was I wanted to start running regularly. But I knew if I wait until today to go running, I'm not gonna go running, because it's gonna be too difficult to get started along with everything. So I started running a week ago. I started running every day a week ago, just to get into the habit. So obviously today is the 1st of January, and today going out for a run wasn't this major thing of like, oh, will I do it, will I not? I just went out and I ran for a bit. I ran for a bit because obviously I did a training session on Monday, and that's obviously with the gym. A lot of people are going to start gym today, and it's like a lot of gyms are probably closed today, so that obviously gives you a hall pass. Oh, we won't go today, we'll go tomorrow. You're already a day behind. You don't want that. So everything needs to be measured and managed. And then obviously here, run a daily operating system. Simple but brutal. Every day has 3 lines. So 1 mission, 2 to 4 hours, the needle mover, sales calls, scripting, building offer, shipping product. And then 1 asset, publishable output, video, reel, email, landing page, outreach, batch. So for example, what I'm doing right now, this is an asset. And then obviously before that, I was just doing the mission as well. And you want to just make sure time is blocked off to do that on the daily. And then you have the standard. Standard is essentially just training. Because like I said, it comes out to 2 parts. So business and training. So you have your 2 parts. If you do those 3, you win the day, even if everything else goes wrong. Facts. Time box hard and kill the leaks, the usual thieves. Phone scrolling, DMs checking, unplanned errands, research. That's actually avoidance. 90% of the stuff that people actually sit down to do for work can literally be done on your phone as you're taking an Uber from place to place. Like if you need to go to a meeting or something, you can literally do 90% of admin on your phone. So you don't actually need to be doing this stuff at home. But this is where it comes into play to make sure everything is scheduled and essentially brutalized. So even with this, with the training today, it was a run. After the run, cup of coffee, sit down and get the video started right away. So that's how that's looking right now. Obviously rules at work, phone, 2 windows a day. The whole phone thing is a little bit obviously it's different for everyone. Everyone is majorly addicted to their phone, so literally trying to get rid of this is like a Herculean task. To be honest, it would probably be easier to climb Mount Everest and get rid of this thing. It is fully glued to everyone's hand right now. There is no option to leave it go. So you need to think of your own format for this. There will be a video down in the description from my private group that actually shows you how to get out of it. That's a teaser, so you guys can watch that. It's gonna be it's just an unlisted YouTube video, so you can guys check that out. I think it's pretty good. It's around 25 minutes long, but it just tells you some little tips and tricks, what you can do to minimize your phone usage. No inbox in the morning. First block is creation or sales. That's actually a very good one. Just check your inbox a little bit later. Then we have admin batching, 1 block a day, ideally max 3 per week. That's just like basic stuff like sending invoices, maybe uploading. Just make sure everything's scheduled, so do that later. Then we have the weekly review, where compounding actually happens once per week. What produced money results, what produced audience leads, what was wasted. Next week, schedule the top 3 outcomes first and fill the rest. If it's not scheduled, it's a fantasy. You heard it here first. Use seasons across the year, focus cycles. So break the year into 4 quarters. This is also a very important one. Because guys, another reason why this video is very important and why it's important to start the year strong, we're going into rather unknown territory, obviously with AI and AGI, and then as soon as AGI comes out, there's going to be less than a year until ASI, artificial superintelligence, comes out. So obviously this is a little bit like if you were to have a child, you might think everything will be hunky-dory once it comes, but obviously things change dramatically. How, you don't even know, and quite frankly, I don't know because I've never had a child, so I don't know how it looks, but things are not going to be the same. So things will not be the same once AI comes out. Things will drastically change. So this is why this year is uber important to get everything into place. So Q1 is build the offer plus pipeline plus volume. Go absolutely crazy on it. And then Q2 is refine plus scale distribution, maintain that consistency going into the summer. Then in the summer, things are a little bit different. Obviously, you want to take a holiday, etc. So it's systemize plus delegate to get the leverage. And then Q4, double down on winners, harvest. And obviously, you want to be in a different position than you are right now going into the first quarter of 2027. So all this stuff is very important. And this is a very important one. This is something that I realized towards the end of the year. It's protect your energy or you lose hours away. So maximizing hours requires energy management. Consistent sleep window, even if not perfect, keep it stable. Training earlier in the day when possible. Caffeine cutoff, walks like cardio for mental reset instead of scrolling. Your calendar is a weapon. Your attention is ammunition. Remember.